Hello, boys and girls. I am excited to be filming our May guidance lesson for you, and I am looking forward to sharing more with you about our zones of regulation that we'll be learning about and coping skills to help us deal with hard emotions and feelings. So, we have two learning targets today. Our first one is we are going to name different emotions and feelings that we experience, and we are going to learn how to use different coping skills to help us calm down when we experience hard feelings. So, the first part of our lesson is learning about the zones of regulation, which basically just categorizes and puts into different categories our feelings and emotions based on the kind of feeling that they are. So, for the first zone, you see it's blue. In this zone, this is when you're sad, sick, tired, and moving slowly. You're just kind of like slower than normal. And then when you're in the green zone, this is where you are happy and calm and feeling okay, focused and ready to learn. This is the zone that a lot of your teachers at school really like that you're in because you are focused and you are ready to learn whatever the teacher wants to share with you. Your parents probably like this zone too. Now, the yellow zone, parts of it seem like, oh, this isn't that bad. But when you're frustrated or worried or silly or wiggly or excited or you're about to lose control, this is all part of the yellow zone because you're just not fully focused. You're not fully able to focus on the task at hand. And then the last zone that we are going to be talking about is the kind of feelings that go along with being mad, angry, terrified, yelling, hitting. You're just out of control. This is the red zone. Now, I had a fun idea to be able to talk about these different emotions and feelings a little bit in more detail. And so, one of my favorite movies is Inside Out. Maybe you've seen it before. And if you haven't, that's totally fine. You don't have to see it to understand what I'm sharing. But this first zone is the blue zone. And the character from the movie that goes in the blue zone, her name is Sadness. And so, Sadness is in the blue zone because she's sad a lot of the time. She just is a little bit down. But sadness shows us that sadness is actually a great feeling for us to experience because it helps us to respond to different situations. So it's not a bad thing to be sad. But what happens is if you are sad all the time, you can't experience the next part, which is joy. Joy is in the green zone because she's happy, she's calm, she's always focused and ready to get things done, and she is just on it all the time. But you can't always be on it all the time, or you're not going to be able to fully respond to different things that are happening in your life. And that's a little bit the difference between sadness and joy. The third category is that yellow zone. This is where fear comes in. His name is Fear because he's just worried all the time. And this is the yellow zone because you're not able to be fully focused. You're starting to lose control because you can't get your mind focused on the task at hand. And then the last zone is the red zone. Like we talked about, this means mad or angry. So the two characters from the movie that would fit in this zone are disgust and anger. And they're just a little bit out of control sometimes. And when you're really angry and mad about something, a lot of the times you're just not thinking clearly and it's hard to make good decisions. So I'm going to see if these videos work. It looks like it might. So this is just a little clip from the Inside Out movie showing who the character Sadness is and to help you guys understand a little bit more about what the blue zone is like. So here we go.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you do? Well, get to know your emotions. When life gets you down, that's when sadness takes over. This is sadness. With a caring touch and a kind heart, sadness leaps into action to let you... I said sadness leaps into action. Sadness? Oh, sadness. Get to know all your emotions with Disney Pixar's Inside Out, rated PG.
All right, so that is Sadness. As you can see, she just can't stay focused because she's just so sad. So this is that blue zone. And when you're in these blue zones, you can try these different tools. And this is where I was talking about on our target slide, where you can also identify these as coping skills. These are different skills that you can use to help you calm down and help you move back into that green zone where you're happy and feeling okay. So this is where you can try to take a break, talk to an adult, ask for a hug maybe, and listen to music. Any of these things are good coping skills. These are just examples. You might have a coping skill that works really well for you when you're feeling sad. Personally, when I feel sad, I just really like talking to someone else about my feelings, and being able to talk and process out loud how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way really helps me calm down. And here's some other coping skills. We're going to talk more about these at the end, but if you just look at these really quick, you might see one on here where you're like, oh, that would help me. Okay, we're going to move into the next category. This is the yellow zone. Let's see what fear is all about.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you do? Well, get to know your emotions. When the unexpected is staring you in the face, fear is there to keep you safe. With speed and wisdom, fear assesses the situation and settles your nerves in his own special way. He's got this. Thank you, fear. Get to know all your emotions with Disney.
All right. Oops, sorry. Okay, that's fear. And as you guys can see, he's starting to be out of control, can't really fully focus and do what is needed, which is get away and get rid of that spider. So when you're feeling fearful or nervous or upset or anything else that's in the yellow zone, some examples of some coping skills that you can use is to take a break, get a drink of water, go on a walk. And this inner coach one I really like. This is where you're using your mind to kind of tell yourself, like, I can do this, I can calm down, I can make the right decision, I can do what I need to do to help put myself in a better position. And you're about to see this coping skills wheel again. We'll talk more about that later, but here are some other coping skills you can use when you're in the yellow zone. And now we're going to move into watching disgust and anger. These are in the red zone.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you do? Well, get to know your emotions. Sometimes life gets a little dirty. That's when disgust takes over. This is disgust. Whether advising on your social life or on life's little messes, disgust is there too. Well, hold on. Get to know all your emotions with Disney Pixar's Inside.
All right. So that was disgust. And now we're going to look at anger.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you do? Well, get to know your emotions. When things go wrong, anger is there. This is anger. He will make sure the world knows anger is in control. But what you really need to watch out for is when he's out of control. Get to know all your emotions with Disney Pixar.
All right. So those were both really good examples of that red zone, because it shows that when you're in the red zone, you are out of control and you need to stop. And so some examples of things that you can do is to take deep breaths. Look at the size of the problem. Is this really that big of a problem? Do I really need to get upset about this? Maybe even go for a run to exert that extra energy. Maybe just take a break. Maybe that looks like a nap, or maybe that looks like listening to music like we talked about before. And there's one more zone. This is the green zone. And this is joy from that movie. So this is what the green zone looks like.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you do? Well, get to know your emotions. When everything in your life is going your way, that's when joy takes control. This is joy. With an unstoppable spirit and unbeatable energy, joy brings a smile to your face and no one cares. Let's party. Get to know all your emotions with Disney Pixar's Inside Out, rated PG.
All right, awesome. So that's Joy. She is happy. In that video, she wasn't actually calm, but when you're actually in the green zone, you are calm and ready and okay and ready to learn. And when you're in these places, the only tools that you're expected to use is just to continue to work hard and continue to do the expected behaviors that your teachers expect of you. So, in all of these different situations, no matter what you are feeling, there are different coping skills that help you calm down or just to help you feel better. Maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's listening to music, taking deep breaths, taking a break, talking to an adult, counting slowly, exercising, coloring or drawing, get a drink. These are just things that you can do to calm down, to help reset your mind and refocus your brain on just what is important and what you guys need. And these are just awesome skills to use. So I hope that you're able to use them. I really miss you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. And I just hope that you guys continue to work hard and try your best. And I look forward to seeing you in our Zoom meetings if you are able to join us. Bye, everybody.